They call it the gentle giant, a creature of almost absurd proportions, an aquatic pillow capable of navigating the tropical embrace of the Florida coasts. Sweet, placid, utterly unsuited for what comes next. But Mother Nature, that mischievous old crone, loves a cruel joke. And nowhere is that punchline delivered with more chilling certainty than in the murky, industrial veins of the American heartland. Forget your haunted houses and creaking floorboards. The true terror, the truly existential dread, lies herein, the Mississippi River. Every year, as the northern winds begin to cough up ice and the sun seems to retreat in genuine fear, a small, stubborn contingency makes a choice so baffling, so monumentally foolhardy it should be listed in the DSM-5. They head north. This isn't just a swim. This is a pilgrimage into the dark heart of the continent. A slow-motion catastrophe known only as the Manatee Migration. You might think a creature that moves at the breakneck speed of a government committee could uninspire suspense. You'd be wrong. Think of it less as a journey, and more as a deliberate, ponderous crawl toward inevitable doom. It's the aquatic equivalent of watching a horror movie where the victim not only has a cell phone but knows the killer is outside and just decides to finish their sandwich first. Tonight, we follow that sandwich. We plunge into the cold, churning waters where the manatee's gentle nature meets the unforgiving, indifferent brutality of the modern river. This is where tranquility turns to tension, where silence becomes ominous. The true horror of this migration doesn't announce itself with a scream. It arrives with a barely perceptible shiver, the drop in water temperature. Manatees, those big, blubbery sweethearts, have a metabolism that's practically a suggestion, and they cannot survive in water below 68 degrees Fahrenheit. To them, anything less than a warm bath is a death sentence delivered by hypothermia. The clock, therefore, is their enemy, ticking down with a glacial, unnerving slowness. The river, 1,000 miles of brown, opaque menace, is their highway. It hides secrets, sure, but mostly it hides bargish-moving walls of steel, driven by captains who, let's be honest, aren't expecting a slow-moving 2-ton potato to pop up in their lane. It's an aquatic game of chicken, and the manatee is the one with the slowest turning radius. We've been tracking a lone male, tagged Grimsby and named his former colleagues in Florida, perhaps with a touch of prophetic gallows humor bestowed upon him. He is already an anomaly, having pushed past the usual southern checkpoints. His body, scarred by propellers, the manatee equivalent of battle wounds, tells a story of narrow, almost comical escapes. But Grimsby keeps going, driven by an instinct few can explain. Is it a genetic error? A misplaced sense of adventure? Or perhaps, just perhaps, he's an aquatic contrarian, determined to prove that a creature evolved for sun-drenched siestas can conquer a river designed to move soybeans and sewage. Right now, he's navigating a tricky confluence near St. Francisville, Louisiana. The water here is dark, the current a swirling vortex of old memories and lost luggage. The air is thick, not just with humidity, but with a palpable sense of wrongness. The river's surface is glassy, reflecting the bruised, twilight sky, broken only by the occasional, unsettling plop, the sound of something heavy deciding to stay submerged. Grimsby surfaces for a breath, a long, sighing exhalation that sounds suspiciously like a lament. He is alone, and the river is waiting. Grimsby isn't just fighting the cold, he's fighting the very infrastructure of human enterprise. The Mississippi is less a natural wonder and more a meticulously engineered pipeline, lined with concrete banks, punctuated by dizzying arrays of docks, locks, and dams, mechanical leviathans built to tame the current. To a manatee, a river lock must feel like a medieval torture device, a suffocating concrete room that suddenly drains or fills, promising either ascent or utter disorientation. For a creature whose navigation skills peak at finding the nearest patch of warm seagrass, this is sheer cosmic terror. We follow him now as he approaches Lock and Dam number 5. This is the gauntlet. The entrance is a dizzying maelstrom of turbulence. If you've ever seen a toddler try to parallel park a yacht, you have a rough idea of Grimsby's maneuvering capability here. He bumps, he pivots, he drifts, a colossal, rudderless submarine of pure anxiety. The keepers of the locks, a tired, cynical crew who usually deal with barges carrying corn and the occasional corpse it happens, regard his presence with a mix of scientific fascination and profound annoyance. They've named the migration season the annual blubber blunder. Their job, which is already tedious, now involves the delicate, high-stakes operation of ensuring a creature that looks like a baked potato wearing fins doesn't get crushed by a 10,000-ton gate. The tension inside the lock chamber is thick enough to chew. The water level rises, an unnervingly fast ascension into the unknown. Grimsby, trapped in the narrow space, is buffeted against the slimy walls. For a moment, suspended between two worlds, the only sounds are the churning water and his own labored breathing. He's not built for speed, not built for drama. Yet here he is, starring in his own low-budget horror film, the one where the monster is just looking for a warmer place to nap. But then, the upper gate opens, revealing the next stretch of the river, glittering under the pale, indifferent moon. He has survived the mechanism. Grimsby pushes on, his silhouette dissolving back into the inky blackness. He has conquered a cold front, evaded a propeller, and successfully navigated human engineering designed to defeat nature. But the journey is far from over. The real terror of the manatee migration is not the cold, nor the barges, nor the dams. It is the question of motivation. Why? Why this exhausting, deadly trek against all evolutionary logic? Is he seeking a mythical, sun-drenched lagoon that exists only in manatee folklore? Or is this a dark, genetic joke, the urge to explore pushed to its most self-destructive extreme? As he swims deeper into the cold night, we are left with the chilling image of this gentle giant, defying the odds, yet seemingly embracing his fate. It's a suspenseful, slow-burn tragedy, a silent film played out beneath the water. And when the Mississippi finally decides it has had enough of Grimsby's foolish optimism, when the cold finally creeps into his core, no one will hear the scream, only the silence of the slow-paced chaos. Moving on. If the eerie silence of Grimsby's chilling pilgrimage through the heartland has gripped you, don't let the mystery end here. Hit that subscribe button and activate the bell to ensure you don't miss our next chapter, where we'll reveal the shocking true fate of the manatees who dare to challenge the northern currents. In the comments below, tell us, what do you think drives Grimsby's deadly, slow-motion odysseys, instinct, madness, or perhaps something even darker lurking in the depths? Share your theories, like this video to keep the suspense alive, and join us as we continue to expose the bizarre, beautiful, and utterly terrifying untold stories of the natural world.